A big part of the reason that it's so tough to sincerely legislate on immigration is because you've got the leader of the Republican Party who is parroting Nazi and Hitler in talking about how immigrants are poisoning the blood of the nation.
For far too long, Arizona has borne the brunt of federal inaction on our southern border, and I'm tired of it. Now is not the time for partisan politics. It's time for action.
That's the Democratic governor, by the way. Democrats remain sharply divided when it comes to the border. You got Governor Katie Hobbs calling out the federal government for inaction, finally. Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro, delusional, points to President Trump's language. So what's at stake for the party if they can't get together on the border with the Democratic president, especially as it remains a top issue for voters? Look at the poll, second only to the economy. Let's bring in the Washington Free Beacon contributor, Noah Pollak. Noah, there was a time in which that was a Republican issue, not anymore. It is so bad now you can't put into words. Where's this conversation going now? First on the left.
I would say that there's a big split. This is one of several issues, including the war in Israel with Hamas, where there's just a rift opening up between the progressive wing of the Democratic Party and I would say Democrats who really would like to win elections. And the border is really this kind of open wound. And I don't think the kind of weirdly honest statements by those we just saw from Representative Castro, for example, where he basically said with total candor that the reason we're not willing to take any action on this problem that is incredibly destructive for the country, millions of people flowing across the border, is because Donald Trump says things we don't like. And he talks about the need to crack down on the border, so we can't do anything. That, to me, is a deeply unserious way to handle an issue of this magnitude.
No kidding. How about this? The Democratic mayor of New York, who used to be a Biden disciple, he visited 10 times. He can't get anywhere. He says this is an absolute crisis. And now we have the city council we have the citizens in inner city Chicago demanding to get rid of the sanctuary status of that state now.
Right. It's like this amazing collision between the virtue signaling wing of the party and the wing of the party that wants to win elections. And the virtue signalers continue being virtue signalers until the problem is at their doorstep, which is what you're seeing when politicians in Illinois and in Chicago and New York and even, Martha's Vineyard a while back end up with the illegal immigration problem at their own doorstep. And all of a sudden, they get sort of very realistic about the problem. But the real issue here is Biden. And I think that one of the reasons this issue plays so poorly for him is that it's an illustration of how weak he is. Normally, one of the main things a president does is he keeps his party and his coalition rowing in the same direction so that he can win re-election. And so the down ballot races are successful for his party. And this is one where the issue cannot be dealt with and just festers because Biden doesn't have the juice inside of his own party to just stand up to the activists who are demanding this and say, no, guys, we're going to actually have a real policy here that doesn't alienate the majority of the country.
Noah, I'll be dispassionate about the whole thing. A lot of the issues that Donald Trump talked about in 2016 are even more rife today. When it comes to a strong foreign policy, isolating Iran, not the rest of the Middle East, always staying with Israel, and then at the border. When no one was talking about the border, they were afraid to talk about the border because they were afraid of being labeled anti-Hispanic. He dove in. And now in 2024, he can honestly say, I have a track record on this. How does that play out for the following year?
I think you raise a very interesting thing, which is that there's like a common thread running through a lot of these problems, right? Whether it's the rise of crime and homelessness in cities, whether it's the illegal immigration, whether it's frankly, Iranian-sponsored attacks on U.S. allies and on international shipping in the Middle East. And the common thread is that Democrats can't seem to stand up to bad actors. I think the perception, and it's a correct perception of a lot of voters, is that this is the chaos party. They can't say no. These are all like solvable problems. It's actually not that hard to reduce crime in cities. You have to arrest people. It's not that hard to stop like Iranian terrorists from launching missiles at ships. You have to maybe retaliate when they do that, and they will stop. There's no like innovation needed to address these problems, but they can't do it.
It's, for me, the complexity of stem cell research. When you see Nancy Reagan separating from George Bush and, wow, you really got to think about what this means and how it messes with your faith. That, to me, is one of those issues. These are very easy issues that they're choosing not to solve. And their way of implementing their programs has been a disaster for the country. So that means it's all preventable. Noah Pollak, thanks so much. Appreciate your insight.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.